Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Dow Jones today? So I've had quite a few queries on the Bill Williams. It's one of my most viewed videos at the moment on the channel. So we're just going to switch across the Bill Williams strategy for the foreseeable future at the moment. And yeah, it's still a moving average strategy. It's pretty much all I trade is moving average strategies. So it's three moving averages which are smoothed, and it's a 3, 5, and 13 smooth moving average, okay, which is projected slightly into the future. Anyway, so what can we see here? Looking at the daily, we had a bounce off the alligator, and that's what this moving average is called. And we kind of had a pretty strong sell-off. We are below the 200 moving average again, and that is pretty significant. Okay, so if we can stay below this, you can expect pretty much a little bit more downside coming. Okay, so we had quite a big sell-off in the US yesterday, and we are below the zero line on the awesome oscillator again, and that is bearish. Below the alligator, we're bearish. Below the 200 moving average at the moment with a daily close, we're also bearish. Okay, so that's the picture on the daily. So I suspect that this move here is going to play out. So I suspect we are pretty much going to come and challenge this previous low here. You can see it lines up with some inside bars, and if I do that inside bar there, that inside bar there, and there's another one over there. Okay, so if I look to the right, you'll see that measured move plays slap bang into the middle of that. Okay, I think that long term, that is the view that we're going to have, and the critical area to watch on the daily is a daily close below 24824. Okay, so let's just quickly look at the 4 hour. You can see the 4 hour, we rallied into the alligator, had a double top off the 200 moving average, and then back below the alligator. So this is pretty much, and you can see the awesome oscillator staying below the zero. Okay, red means we've got downward momentum, green means we've got a bit of upward momentum, but so long as we're below the zero, trend is down. If we're above the zero, trend is up. Similar to this, below the alligator, trend is down. Above the alligator, trend is up. Okay, so you can see this trend is clearly to the downside. On the 1 hour. So yesterday you can see how it was looking like we had a potential move to the upside starting to brew, but the failure of pretty much that fractional level there, you see we didn't get an hour close above it. We got a bounce off it with an inside bar. There was your indication to run short. Okay, so this was quite a nice trade, and if you are short on this at the moment, there's no reason to get out. I would pretty much just move my stop down to above this level here of 25116. Okay, so I'm looking for more of the same today, looking for some more downside. It may just consolidate because NASDAQ was hit pretty hard yesterday. So you may find that if you use the half hour, this will give you sort of the levels to watch. And what I keep doing is I just keep moving the level down below the fractional. So if you short, the trick here would be to keep your stop below every 1 hour fractional. So your stop is above this at the moment. Okay. Now I would expect a second move here. So maybe a bit more consolidation. It could consolidate the whole day. Just bear that in mind. And through the European session, and then only move to the downside again. But for me right now, this is indicating more downside. Okay, so the levels to watch are pretty much the low of yesterday, which is 24923, and I think the level you want to watch to the upside is this level up here, which is 25112. Okay, so for as long as we are below this, the alligator here, you can see how we're trending below it. The trend is down, so you want to be short on any pullback. You can use the 12 minutes or the 15 minutes for this as well. You can see pretty much the same scenario here. And all I would suggest is wait for the European Open. Don't try and trade this now. It's too easy for the institutions to manipulate. So the volumes are very thin. So what will happen is they can manipulate this easily. It won't cost them a lot of money to move this in a direction. So they'll know that there are retail traders sitting here with stops, trailing stops, or stops that are sitting below the previous swing highs. So they will try and trigger those stops. Because what will happen when they trigger the stop, it'll push the price up a bit and they make extra profit. They get out, reverse direction, and they trade with the trend again. Okay, so just be wary of that. So yeah, I think more of the same today. I'm just going to have to watch to see what happens, what transpires. And I would watch during the Europe Open just to see. Maybe it does start moving then again. But I would prefer to look again later this afternoon. Another way of doing this is to watch the Williams percentage R. I've got a setting of 9 on this, and look at it sort of on the hour. So the minute it gets back up to the -20 zone, that's starting to indicate that there is another move to the downside brewing, and then this consolidation is playing out. Okay, and the last thing I just want to point out here is yesterday we spoke about this wedge, which has broken. Okay, this wedge here, it's broken. It hasn't retested, but wrong line. Okay, it has broken to the downside. It didn't really get a nice retest, and we are close to the wedge target. Okay, on the hour. So the wedge target would be that pretty much kind of down there, right? But a break below this level here will indicate a bigger move to the downside, which will bring this measured move into play, which is this move here. Okay, something like that. But obviously we'd need to break below 24800 on the hourly, on a 4 hour, get a 4 hour close below that, and then that consolidation will be on. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this today, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of a heads up here. So you see the swing low here? That to me would be a perfect area. We tried to test it there, but we failed. So this would be a perfect area to be short. Okay, so wait for the bounce to come up to this area, and 25126, and there is another level here as well, which is this pin bar here. So this is the area that I would want to be short. 25150 and 25126. Okay, if I look on the 12 minutes, doesn't line up with anything else. It may line up with the 200 moving average on the 12 minutes. Okay, so that's kind of what I'd like to see. It may not play out. So, you may be able to put a short in up here with a very close, very tight stop. Sort of a bounce off there. Yeah, 50-point stop losses. So that's also possible. Okay, but I do suspect to move to the upside, move to the downside still, either consolidation or a continuation to the downside. So this is looking like a bit of a pause, or it could even be a reversal. Anything's possible. But these fractals need to break, and this alligator needs to turn around and point to the upside on the 30 minutes at least. Okay, or even the 12 minutes. 12 minutes will give you early signal, but it needs to cross over and point to the upside. That looks like this. Okay, so that's my view at the moment. We may get a bit of a bounce, but it's not the long to trade. I think it's really just another entry short. Anyway, guys, that's my view. Whoa, sorry. If you're still watching me ramble, you may have a very nice little entry here. So have a look at that. That is a flat bottom triangle. Okay, so it is well worth watching this on the 12. There is potentially another short entry coming, and you're going to have a stop above one of these two fractals here. Okay, so what I would do here is, sorry, it's got to zoom in because the levels are very close. So there's a level there, and there's a level there. So I'd like to see a bit of a rally up to one of these levels for a entry short with a very tight stop above this fractal here. Okay, the flat bottom triangle that has broken through, and we're busy retesting the break. So there is a potential short here, and even if you jump in right now, it's a 38-point stop loss. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'll wait for the open, but it does look like there's something brewing there. Okay, anyway, guys, that's my view on this for today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.